Were you frightened of them?
When you can't defend yourself against anything, even a bird, flew, it hit me there, I can't do nothing.
Police! It's the police. Can we come in?
Police are entering this property because they believe someone vulnerable is being exploited inside. This man was found malnourished and lying in his own faeces after drug dealers took over his home. They'd stolen his money and left him surviving on crisps. It's called cuckooing, where vulnerable people have their homes taken over by criminals for illegal activity. The most common form of cuckooing involves drug dealers or gang members taking control of someone's home and using it to store or sell drugs. It can begin with offenders appearing friendly, building trust with someone who may be vulnerable or at risk. Jamie says this is what happened to him. He has brain damage and struggles to walk and speak. He says the gang took advantage of his condition after first appearing friendly.
They were friends. Before things got bad, people went from being really nice and sound to me to just taking whatever they can. They start to take the mick when, like, whether I like it or not. But to them, it was just a payday.
Vulnerable people, often lonely, suffering with mental health issues, are exploited by people looking to take advantage of them. Somebody may initially invite somebody into their property, befriend them, allow them to use their property to stay for a couple of days, for example, maybe to share some drugs. What this evolves into is the whole property being taken over. You will then have drug dealers and leaders of gangs taking over the property.
It would have been easy for them because there's no argument, there's no contest, no nothing. The worst thing is probably being slapped by someone younger than my son.
Being slapped?
Yeah, by someone younger than my son. There was like 5 in there and a dog, and he slapped me for some reason, but I couldn't do nothing back. Even if it was on his own, I couldn't do nothing back.
Like Jamie, most of the victims reported to the Met were men. Of the more than 1,500 incidents reported to the Metropolitan Police in the last year, almost 1,300 of the victims were male.
What the data has shown us is that if you're a white male between 40 and 49 and potentially drug dependent, then you're highly likely to become a victim of cuckooing. Now this address is believed to be Cuckooed address.
On an operation with the Metropolitan Police in London, searching for suspects behind the exploitation. A couple of hours in and several people are arrested after the discovery of drugs and weapons.
Vulnerable person inside the address who we believe is being cuckooed. That person doesn't want those people to be inside the address due to their vulnerabilities. The address has been taken over, they've been exploited, which has allowed drug dealers to go and operate from that location.
Inside, it's a tip. A putrid smell fills the air. The fridge and sink full of raw chicken.
Look at this door. It looks like it's been smashed in. We've got blood stains on the duvet there. The police suspect that somebody has been cuckooed in this property. So basically that means being held prisoner, if you like, against their will in these conditions.
We often see this kind of stuff when it comes to cuckoo premises. It's so hidden away that now we're starting to see it more, and we're able to get into these addresses and see that, yeah, most of them are like this.
Jackie says she was cuckooed by her drug dealer. At the time, she was addicted to heroin and cocaine. She says she was forbidden from using her own kitchen and living room.
I had to stay in one room. I tried to get access to the front room and the kitchen, and he just went, no, you're not coming in. And I had to stay in my bedroom.
So how did you make your dinner?
I didn't. I just used copious amounts of drugs to numb.
How did it make you feel not being able to go into certain rooms, not being able to socialise, not being able to see people you wanted to see?
Lonely. I felt like a prisoner. I felt like being in a cell, only being able to go to the toilet or go back to the bedroom. It was an awful way to live. I asked him to leave so many times and he said, my guy said, I've got to stay here. So I think he was scared from his guy as well, you know, because like he didn't want to leave. I think he was scared because he was like, no, my guy said I've got to stay here. He's under control as well, you know, he's been coerced, exploited. It's not just about drugs, it can be about anything. It can be partners, it can be family members, it can be anybody that refuses to leave your property, and it can be used for all sorts. Money, stolen goods, anything that they think they can exploit you.
In a separate body cam video, you can see a victim in his 60s last winter. He was made to sleep on the floor after being cuckooed. The boiler was deliberately switched off, so there was no heat or hot water. The Met recorded more than 1,000 incidents of cuckooing last year, but that's unlikely to be the full picture.
I actually believe it's higher. I think the reason we've got the increase is because of increase in awareness. We're also seeing repeat victims where sadly people who are once cuckooed move to different locations or remain at the same location, becoming victims again.
Cuckooing is often linked to county lines, where gangs move drugs from different areas of the country.
So we've shut down 3,500 lines over the last 2 years, and with that it means we're removing perpetrators from locations. It's heavily linked to cuckooing because they're exploiting vulnerable people inside addresses.
Officers have often had to use other powers to protect victims and target suspects.
Now, without legislation, what we've been doing is utilising other tactics. We've been carrying out arrests, closure orders. In the last 6 months, we have had 51 arrests. Now, these aren't all directly linked to cuckooing, but it's within the vicinity of the cuckooing, at the locations, etc.
Ministers are aiming to make cuckooing a specific criminal offence within months, carrying a prison sentence of up to 5 years. Officers tell us cuckooing is often difficult to detect, with many victims scared to report it to police over fears of reprisals.